Andrew?
Hey, chat.
Right.
Let's wrap. Thank you, Matt. One of the things that I like about Desert Bus for Hope is that we are family friendly. We try and be PG-13. We try and let folks tune in.
Sorry.
And mostly what that means to us on this side of the camera is we have to be careful about not swearing. But when I was thinking about it, I realized that there are a lot of younger Desert Bus fans out there, whether they're kids or teens or early 20s, and we're all old now. We've done a lot of things. I thought it'd be fun if we could give you some life advice. So this is specifically out to the younger members of our chat. If you are quite young, please have your parents help you. But we would like to solicit some questions from the younger members of our chat for life advice and give you some sincere life advice. This is not a bit. So I figured we would talk about that a little bit today, see if there's anything that comes up, and what we can get from chat if there are any younger folks watching at the moment. But otherwise, we are going to ask our comms team to field a few questions for future shifts because some folks are presumably not awake at the moment, depending on the time zone.
I mean, it's a bold. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a bold choice to ask for the younger generation at 9:31 p.m. Pacific.
Yep.
But also,
specifically teens from Seattle and Hawaii.
But also, what do you have like a threshold or a cutoff on here?
I was thinking like early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like teens and 20s is what kind of came up to me in mind.
We're all older than 20.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I don't know, let's say somewhere around 23 to 25. It doesn't matter that much if you feel like it would fit in that sense in terms of like, oh, I'm younger and I could use some life advice from the random people here. Then let's talk about that. I saw one question in chat which was kind of like the biggest question, which is what the heck do I do with my life? I don't know that we're the right people to answer that question. But I can tell you that, at least speaking for myself, not knowing what I want to do in life is normal and feels good to me. I'm not someone who likes to have a specific plan or have a specific goal. I like vibing. I like being like, oh, I don't have a specific thing I want to do. I don't know where my life is going to go. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. I like being open to what could happen. I work in a career that I don't have a degree in. I'm here because I met somebody at a Molly Lewis concert. So being open to more random stuff and not stressing about it too much in terms of like, oh, what do I want to be with my life, can often lead to fun things. But it's also good to try and figure out what you connect with. This is part of why you'll see in schools a lot, they'll try and connect you with kind of like, oh, what's your dream job? How does that connect to your hobbies, that sort of thing. You can carry that forward in your life in the sense of like, what resonates with me right now? What media, what books, what am I enjoying doing with my friends? What would I like there to be more of? And then think about, how can I work towards making that happen? It's like if folks here are familiar with nonsense like The Secret and manifesting and that whole thing.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
Yeah. There is, I feel like, a little bit of a kernel of truth in that in terms of like being open to what you want to happen. You keep an eye out for it and you notice it more.
Yeah.
Also, not having a dream job, but having a dream like community role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
I
something.
don't dream of labor, but I dream of my involvement in the community and what I can bring to that and do for
that was something I was gonna sort of tag on is, as you say, like not knowing what you want to do is normal. A blessed few will get to do the thing that they truly wanted to do in their life. But you can maximize your chances by just befriending people, creating a group of people that you care about and that care about you, and being open to the things that they do, and participating and asking to join in on the things that speak to you.
Yeah.
That's sort of what brought us all here, is just by being together and liking each other and being on board with doing the same things. But in that same way, as you start to figure out the things that speak to you and where you do want to go in your life, having that network of people that you've spoken to in the past and worked with in the past or partnered with in the past on things, you can they want to boost you up and they will help you into the things that you do want to do. And they, if you have somebody who's working in a job that you think is really cool, you may be able to, if you're friendly with them, you may be able to get a leg up into the way that you want to go by knowing somebody in that place. So just, befriend people. Having friends is good.
That actually leads nicely into one of the questions I saw in there. I saw someone talking about being an older teen and moving soon. Chat's going by quite quickly, so I've lost it. I think it may have been related to school, and they were curious, like, I'm moving to a new place. How do I make friends? As someone who spent their entire life moving around every 3 or 4 years, a lot of times it is about getting over that scariness of leaving the comfort zone. You do have to leave your house a little bit in order to do that, or connect with people online. You have to kind of put yourself out there a little bit. Not necessarily in ways that make you feel very uncomfortable, but it's good to understand what's the difference between this feels safe, this feels a little scary but could be exciting, and this feels dangerous. And that a little bit of scary but could be exciting will often be the area that you can meet people in. If it's school, going out for Frosh Week and just being open to chatting with whoever. If you have specific interests like board games or anime, join those local groups. But one thing that I've always found that works well for me, your mileage may vary, is if I see something interesting happening or I see someone who's interesting, I'll usually go over and say hi. Like if I see a bunch of people standing out in a field, I'll just walk out on the field and be like, hey, what are you guys up to? Because I'm curious. I don't know. And sometimes you meet people, sometimes you just have nice conversations with strangers. But
yeah, I think the advice to think of the things that you like to do.
Yes.
And then go find a group that's doing that thing. So if you like building Gundams, there are lots of Gundam building meetups that you can go to. If you like running, there are lots of run clubs that you can go to. There are all sorts of things. And you can go and you can just do it for yourself. But you will meet people organically through involving yourself in those activities. And you already have something in common. You are meeting over a shared interest at the time. I thought we had room mics!
One other thing like that, or with anything where you're pushing your comfort zone, is don't try and do it all at once. And don't feel like you are a failure by not doing it all the time. If you are just that particular weekend, I cannot go out, I do not want to talk to people, don't. It's okay. You are not failing by not doing something 100% of the time. You want to challenge yourself to step out and push your boundaries a little bit when you're able to. When you feel like you're like, yeah, okay, I kind of want to do this. Let's get out there.
I've got some thoughts as well.
Matt, please. And then I'll grab another one after this.
Specifically around making friends and quote unquote networking and stuff like that. This pertains to my experience in the local video game developers community, which I came into as a university student in my early 20s and stuck around with for a decade. And one of the things that came up in that a bunch was people wanting to have networking events or how do I meet the right person to get into the industry and stuff like that. But really, the best networking is just making friends with people.
Yeah.
Just show up, have conversations about whatever interests you.
Yeah.
Show up regularly, make friends with people, and other stuff will fall into place later.
100% agree.
Yeah.
The best way to network, now that you've used the word
Dreaded term.
is not to go to a networking event and just try to like show yourself to people as much as it is to like go and offer to help or offer, this is something I can do that could help you, and to make yourself like valuable to people. The easiest way to get somebody to ignore you is to come off like you want something from them, whereas if you can show up and without any expectation of return offer something to people, that will net you a lot of success.
I feel like what you're saying there is being echoed by Arclight Dynamo and chat, and is what I would recommend as well. Don't network up, network with the people beside you, and you rise together.
Yeah.
I still think about it at GDC in 2019. I'd been working at EA for 6 years. I was there doing some stuff. I forget exactly how it happened, but I wound up hanging out with a bunch of game design students that all had kind of just connected and met for the first time at GDC. And I stayed in touch with most of them, and at the time they were all just brand new students. They've all stayed in touch these like past 6 years, helped each other, and most of them are in senior roles at game companies now because they've grown their skill set and they've connected with the people around them.
Yeah, I think one of the mindsets I came up in relation to that is like if you go to a conference or a networking event, go with the mindset that you're not trying to give your business card to a bunch of people. You're trying to get them to want to give you theirs, because in those situations, like they see you as having value to them.
Yeah.
And then you're more likely to forge connection that way.
Skewing, if it's all right for me to move on, unless anybody has one, skewing for one a bit younger though, I saw a question that was relayed from one of the Hosklings, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to follow it up with that one there for notes, which is what can you do when you have a dog in your family and you're responsible for taking care of it, and you love the dog, but you don't want to take care of the dog anymore? How can you have that conversation with your parents? It depends on why for me, because being a kid and taking care of a dog, I remember when I was younger, a lot of the time for me, it was I didn't want to do the chore. And what I wished I had been able to do at the time, and what I wished like my folks would have been open to, would have been like, hey, these are the specific parts of it that I'm struggling with for these reasons, whether it's like, oh, okay, I find this really physically demanding, or this is really weird and grosses me out, but trying to figure out what specific parts of it are you struggling with, and what parts of it don't you mind, and can you share that responsibility with a sibling or with a parent, and what other potential trade-offs could there be outside of that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, if I'm not going to take care of the dog anymore, then my parents may want me to help out a little bit more around dinner time, right?
Yep.
So figuring out kind of what you are comfortable doing and why can help you try and have that conversation with your folks. If you can explain to them why you don't want to do it, why you still love the dog, and what you would like to do to have that dog be a part of your life and be responsible for it as a pet owner, or what else could you do instead?
Yeah, I think that's good advice. That's basically how Meg and I manage Maple. Like, even as adults, we don't necessarily, we trade off. I'll look out the window and be like, oh God, it's pouring rain and I really don't want to get wet right now. Mm-hmm. And Meg and I will just have a conversation about it, and it might be like, okay, I'm going to get dinner ready tonight and you'll take the dog, or, I'm just going to put on my boots and go outside whether I want to or not. Sometimes you just have to do things you don't want to do because a dog is a living creature and you love it and you want to take care of it. But that like trade-off and being able to organize with the others in the household over who is responsible for it in that moment is valuable.
And if that's a skill that you learn when you're young, that'll be helpful for you with roommates, in relationships, at work, like understanding how to like share the tasks and work better together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Please.
I also think that a thing that sometimes people struggle with is not wanting to do something in the short term, but then in the long term, it wasn't a thing that was so bad. So when I was younger, if I didn't want to be in an extracurricular, for example, my mom said, "That's great. I'll let you know how long it is until I've paid up to. You have until the next billing cycle to decide." So then that way you can sort of think on it a little bit later with a cooler head. So, maybe you don't want to take the dog out because it's starting to get a little colder.
And one of the other things there, I think, is how does the dog feel about this as well, right? Is the dog particularly attached to you and spending time with you? Because you'll want to do something to help make sure that they still feel loved as well, so that you're not able to talk to them, so you can't explain to them, like, oh, I do the dishes now instead of taking you for walks. The dog just knows that you disappeared and aren't around anymore.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're still paying attention to and caring for the dog in other ways.
For sure.
I think it's worth recognizing that it's really hard when you're younger to understand that you're going to be doing a lot of things that you might not enjoy. But it's like important to do those things. But I think you can do things. Speaking as somebody who I have a very hard. I always need to be doing multiple things at the same time. Even when I'm showering, I'm watching YouTube videos. That is how my brain operates. And so I think that there's a lot of things that you can do to increase the enjoyment or make something suck a lot less.
I do phone calls on my Bluetooth headset when I'm doing chores around the house now, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, when I'm taking I have 5 pets. I'm an animal person. Taking Remy outside when it's really, really cold or rainy will never not suck. So, but understanding that that's a thing that needs to get done, and it's their entire world. And so I open Pokemon packs on my phone when I'm going. That I've reserved Pokemon pack opening time for going outside.
Yeah.
Right, and you can
reward.
exactly right, and so you can give yourself rewards just like you would for a pet for doing these kinds of things. And people will constantly, I think, sort of talk about the negative aspect of gamifying life. But I think, since the dawn of time, a reward for doing good thing has been a really nice way of pushing people who have a hard time doing these things to do those things. So that's a way that I would look at it.
I've also seen that, especially for neurodivergent folks, there are apps to help with that now that some folks connect with. I don't personally use it myself, but I know Finch is one that you use and that your kid uses as well. So
I do also just want to reinforce that taking care of a dog is a lot of responsibility.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
And it is completely valid as a young person to not feel entirely equipped for that responsibility. And it is okay to ask for help, and it is okay to work through it. It is like taking care of a child, and we don't generally ask young children to take care of children.
After 6 years of being fine, having like a little bit of separation anxiety, Remy has started crawling on top of my fireplace when we leave.
Wow.
Huh.
Pets just be doing stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's a constantly evolving responsibility.
But it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, and chat with your parents. They'll be able to help you with that. Just make sure you're approaching it from I would like to do this differently, rather than an I don't wanna.
Yeah, not an I don't want to play with this anymore. It's
Yeah.
part of the family.
Yeah.
Living beings.
Tight.
I mean, Chat goes by so quickly that it's hard for me to remember some of them because I've seen some
I do
good
know what
ones
the
in
question
there.
you saw that you said you wanted to answer was, which
Thank
is
you.
what do I do when I feel sad or scared or angry?
That was the one. Thank you.
And the answer is ball it up into a tiny, tiny small marble and push it all the way
No.
down.
No. There are a lot of different things you can do with that, and there are different things that you do depending on the feeling. Like, I would deal with being sad differently than I would deal with being angry, for example. We aren't taught to be very emotionally aware as people, sometimes until we are much older in life. It's not something that we really teach in the school curriculum. So, a good place to start is to think about times when you have been sad or anxious or upset in the past, and when did it go away? Do you remember what you were doing when it went away? And that could help you build the toolkit of what's comfortable and soothing. If I'm feeling anxious, I will often kind of either do something very nonverbal and easy to just relax into. I love Power Wash Simulator. It's great. Or I will think through my anxieties and have a conversation with myself and go, okay, why am I so stressed? What is this attached to? And is that reasonable? Do I need to be worrying about this? Am I worrying about this for me, or am I worrying about this for someone else? And for that last one, are they worried about it, or am I worrying about it
Just projecting it onto
on their behalf?
Yeah.
kind of
I'd
thing?
really like to jump in on that actually, specifically because we
Please.
in the West have done an absolute disservice to not just all adults but our youth by focusing so much on individual action. That if something goes wrong in your life that makes you feel upset or makes you feel anxious, that's your problem and you have to do something about it. Whether or not it's and no, sometimes things happen to you that you have zero control over. And it's important to recognize the difference between what can I actually change and what do I just have to accept. Like, the Japanese have this term shogunai. It cannot be helped. And I found that after accepting that there are certain things that cannot be helped,
Yeah.
it makes, not only does it make it a lot easier to get through them, but it makes the actions I take
Yeah.
more impactful and more important.
If I can jump in on that.
Please do, and then we also
and then
have
we
a
have
from the back.
Julie, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually went through that today. I got some news this morning that left me feeling angry and frustrated and like it was unfair. And it was a relating to a choice that I had to make, but it was a condition that was outside my control. And I took some time to pout about it, and I told my friends about it, and then knowing that I would be unhappy about it, made my decision, and I actually feel much better about it now. But the things that I want to get at there are like feeling angry or feeling frustrated or feeling scared is a totally normal and appropriate thing. Those feelings are going to happen. They're going to happen to you. They are totally normal. Everybody feels them. It is possible to take a step back. You can have that feeling and not react to it immediately, and to think it through and understand what's causing that feeling and understand the situation that you've put in and what aspects of it you can control and what aspects of it you can't control, and to make peace with it and to work through it. The one thing that I do want to just touch on before I let the mic go, and this goes especially out to individuals who are masculine presenting or men, is that we do an especially bad job of teaching men to be emotionally vulnerable and to deal with feelings like anger in healthy ways.
Yeah.
Please, God, if you are feeling angry and like you want to be like act out of anger, talk to somebody. Please talk to somebody. Please find a resource. I'm not going to be able to like walk you through it all here, but like find a resource who can help you deal with that anger in healthy ways. It is normal to feel, but there is a responsibility, especially for men who have been socialized to treat anger in a very toxic way, like I was joking about at the beginning of this, to find healthy ways to work through that and not take it out on the people around them.
Yeah. It is okay to experience the feeling, and we are responsible for our actions and need to not harm the people around us, regardless of what we're feeling. And I think possibly at the back there, yeah, Julie, do you have something for this one?
Yeah, so I struggled a lot with really intense anger as a child. And I didn't know how to verbalize it. I didn't know how to talk to people about it. It turns out I was neurodivergent. I wasn't diagnosed until very much later. So I didn't have the words for why I was feeling the way I felt. I couldn't talk to anybody. What helped me more than anything was music. There is so much music that expresses such an enormous range of emotions. I ended up diving deeper into symphonic metal as a tween. It's a great, if you don't have words, there are other ways of expressing your feelings. Art was another big one for me, painting. If you can't use your words, keep trying other things. Seek out other feelings, other ways of expressing yourself or having other people express things for you, whether you're listening to music, looking at art, or making music or making art yourself. There will be something. Keep trying. It is worth trying.
Thank you, Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found, for me personally, I in the complete opposite direction, writing things down always really helped.
Like journaling?
Journaling,
Yeah.
or also if I was sad, journaling would help. But if I was mad, writing it on like a post-it note or just a scrap piece of paper and just ripping it up, just getting it out of my head.
Absolutely, I've done that too.
Yeah, it makes, especially if you're the type of person who you're trying to sleep and it's all you can think about. Writing it down right before you go to bed helps you sleep at least.
I did that exactly like earlier this week.
Yeah.
It was something I was anxious about in that case, but I was like, I was going to write an email, and I kept thinking for days. I was thinking about what I was going to write in this email. And then I just drafted it one day, and I slept like a rock.
Again, I saw you.
Very importantly here, though, as well, because I'm hearing a lot of very good ideas I'm putting out here. One of the most important lessons I learned as an adult is that I'm an adult, and I get to decide what I do and don't do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you've tried journaling, if you've tried music, if you've tried art, if you've tried dance, if you've tried many things and they don't work for you, don't force yourself.
Yeah.
It will just make you feel worse because it's some sort of obligation that this is a working thing and it worked for other people, so it must work for me. Doesn't always work that way, but do try.
Yeah. Like journaling doesn't work for me. No. I wish it did, but it doesn't. And it took me a long time to learn that and try other things.
Are we wrapping up here?
That's a good question.
It's your bit.
We're just kind of doing this till whenever. But that feels like a good spot to wrap it up for the moment.
I just wanted to finish the four-cornered meme here. We've got some really good advice, and such. Murder is okay.
just tick all the boxes. Okay. So yeah, basically, young folks out there, it's difficult. We get it. We have literally been there, and so has everybody. But everybody doesn't always remember exactly what it feels like, and sometimes a lot of adults talk down to young people, whether or not they mean to. So I wanted to just take a moment and offer you some advice. So this may come up again throughout the run. If you are one of our younger viewers who had a question that was not answered here, you can share it with us on social media and let the folks know there, hey, I have a question. Please keep it to one. There's a lot of folks out there that I'd like to request that Nightwatch consider for a future Let's Rap Teens. And that's it. That's some advice.
Yay!
Love you all. You're great.